going on, guys? Another day in paradise. Yep. Boy, this whole landscape around my place looks different. Oh, look at here. Honey box, I took it down. Yep, ran out of product. Look at this lane, guys. Look at this lane right here. All the cedars are gone. Some guy, my neighbor's got a guy in here grinding stumps. Got a stump grinder. And I asked him about this stump here. He said, no way. He said, best thing to do with that thing is drag it out there in that field and rinse the dirt off the roots. Yeah. Rinse the dirt off the roots. Yeah, this old boy is going to grind all these stumps, a whole bunch of cedar stumps down through here. I have no clue. I never did count these trees. This tree here that big tree is going to fall over soon. See all them stumps? Yeah, that's quite a fiasco we had down here through with all that. But it's so much better. Open this thing up. They're not going to take out any of these though, so I'm still going to have to deal with that. And then the neighbor, he cut up some more of this big stump. This one went down. Yeah, this big boy here went down. He's got all that to chop up, drag over there in the field. I guess he's going to burn it. Yep. Yeah, it's getting toward fall. I see the sycamore trees are dropping their leaves. And getting the shed here, the garage. I call it the barn. It's where I do most of my beehive cutting action and assembly, actually, in this building right here. All I got to do lack here is put this brown trim. I got to put one more coat on that, and that's just done with a 4-inch little foam roller. Yeah, so we're getting there on that little project. That's been a good, we did started on that, what was it, last Sunday, I think it was. Yeah, Saturday or Sunday, I forget now. Days all blend in together anymore, guys. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, things are getting better all the time, guys. Boy, the far left corruption people, they're shaking in their boots, huh? Yep, they're starting to shake in their boots, guys. They're scared to death. Old Trump's gonna put them in jail. Half of them need to be in jail with all this corruption they've been doing, insider trading. Joe and his son running around these different countries, China and this and that one, collecting money, sneaking around different bank accounts, enriching the entire family. Guys, these people are enough to gag a maggot off a friggin' gut wagon. You know what? It's incredible. It's incredible, and they're just bold and in your face. Of course, old Bummer, he showed them how to do all this stuff, right? Man, this sun's bright, bouncing off that white building. Got to put my goggles back on. Hopefully, I'll get my new glasses soon. I went to the eye place, and the guy did my surgery. They don't do eyeglasses, so I gotta go do that. And anyway, I got that dialed in the other day, and I'll be picking them up probably in a few days. So then I'll have eagle eyes. It'll be all in one. You got sunglasses. They change with the lighting, what they call a transition. And then I got a little bit, it's not totally, the cataract surgery did not totally fix. There's a little fine tuning and they had to do on the distance and of course the reading. I knew the reading wasn't going to happen with the surgery, but the distance was good. But there's a little deviation, so they're gonna fine tune all that for me, you know. Yeah, the only thing I lack on the building here is I gotta get some flashing. I buy the 10 inch by 10 foot long roof flashing, and I use that for my bee moats. I split that sheet, that 10-inch sheet, so I got a 5-inch square is what I do for my ant moats. But I'm gonna take that flashing, and I left the wood up this time on all that down through there on both sides, and I cut a 5-inch piece and I put up in there, and I'm actually going to glue it to the building with clear silicone and let that set for 24, and then I'll come back and I'll run a bead right along, and I'll put bricks up there to hold it, smash it against the building till that glue sets to 24. I'll come back, pull the brick off, and I'll run a bead along the bottom and a bead along the top. That'll seal that right up nice. And then I'll probably paint it too. And then the brown 1x4s, they're up 3/4 of an inch off that concrete. I'll do the same thing with them. What I'll do is take a sample piece of the 1x4 and put it in my vise. Take a piece of that 5-inch high, and I'll bend it around both corners, and so it can go right in, socket right on in, flush with the building. I'll put where the white is, I'll put flashing there first, let that set up, then I'll come back, and where the 1x4 comes down, then I'll do that second, do the same thing. I'll glue it in, and then 24 I'll come back and put a bead top and bottom, seal that thing up. And then I've got a door, I got to put a doorknob and deadbolt in that thing. Miss Daisy wants some house numbers on the front of that thing, centered up in that garage opening. So we'll get that done for her, get her all happy with that. Yeah, bees hungry, guys. They are hungry. Been pouring the sugar water to them. 1-to-1 mix. Probably get away with 6-to-1, but I'm putting in a 1-to-1. Put a little fat on them, hopefully. And try to keep these queens cranking a little bit. Try to make some resources here before it gets too cold, because I didn't see any drones, no drones flying, so I hear these guys making queens in November in Florida. I don't know about all that shenanigans. Yeah, I've got some 2-framers out here, guys. Anybody wants 2-framers? I got some of them. I think I got 20 of them. If I don't get rid of them, I'm going to peel off one side and take off one side on 2 boxes, save that lumber, and I'm going to put 2 boxes together, so I'll end up with a 4-framer. May even take 5, because it's a little slop in there. I put 2 of those sloppies together. I might even be able to come up with a 5-framer, but I don't. Might, because I think they're only 7-inch. If not, make a 4-framer. Make a 4-frame nuke out of it. Yeah, that'll work. I used to make 3-frame nukes, but I quit doing that because it's just too much work, and you come back in a month after that, them things are so blowed out. They're about ready to swarm. At least with a 5, a 4 or a 5, you've got a little bit of elbow room in there and a little bit more time. Because I put a date on these things, I don't come back for 30 days. I just keep the food on them. And at the end of 30 days, hey, if that queen didn't make it back from a mating flight, she's not in there laying, or she's laying half-assed, you just want to pinch her and do set it up again. You can always take those frames and put it over into an 8 or a 10 and go like that. And that'll all start happening end of February. End of February here, it's rocking and rolling, guys. The maples are starting to bloom, and yeah, it's happening. So I'll do a lot of splitting there end of February. Get Martin's boxes fixed that back up, so he can leave out of here with 4 10-framers full of bees and new queens in there. When I go to split, I'm not even going to be looking for queens, guys. If I happen to see her, that's fine. That's fine. I'll leave her right on the stand, right here at base camp. And all the ones I make up, as fast as I make them up, they're going on the back of this truck, and they go to my other bee yard. And we'll just pour the food to all of them. And in 10 days, I'll come back in and go through those hives And right away, as soon as you pop the lid, you can tell whether you got a queen in there, because they'll be chilling out, you know. They'll be chilling. Then you go in there and make sure you got eggs in there. Well, my queen's here. And yeah, it's so much faster for me to do it like that. You don't have to hunt down a queen and all that. So I'll probably do some grafting later on in the season once I get up there. I want to get my numbers up there fast though. Yeah. And what we'll do on all these hives, we'll go in there and divide all the resources up. We'll get two frames of brood, sealed. I like to get sealed brood and eggs, pretty much 2 of those and 1 food frame. And then you drop in 2 planes and a 5. Put her on the back of the truck. Shrink wrap the lid so it don't blow off in transit, and haul them over to the other yard. Get over there, it's 5 miles away, so you can just open the hatch and let them go to work. Put a feeder jar on there. Whichever ones need to make a queen, they'll be well fed and they'll make a nice queen for you. So that's the way we'll roll. Yeah, I just thought I'd touch base real quick with you. Hey, a ghost just opened the door on that freaking ghost. That door was shut and a ghost opened. Actually, guys, a burst of wind hit that. The only thing holding it is that blue painter's tape on the bottom. It was kind of snug when I pulled it shut, and it blew open. So today should be a pretty quickie day. I found out yesterday on that roof. Yeah, I put all the bolts. All of the hoops. I did with 11 hoops on that building. And then Miss Daisy, she was the head secretary for the sheriff department, and she conned in about 10 of the cops to come over here, and I had all the cops. I had 1 lady cop and the rest guys, and there's 2,000 bolts. There is 2,000 bolts in that thing, guys. Would I do another Quonset hunt? I don't know. Especially after what I found yesterday. I'm looking up there, and the top of that, because I was up on the scaffolding here. I was on this scaffolding up there painted the whole face of that. I wasn't going to paint the lip ground, that galvanized lip, and I said, oh, what the heck? Why sit and cut it in, paint it? So I was up there and then looked over the top, and man, those bolts up there, the bolt heads are all rusting. I said, oh my God. Apparently, there's a lot of them on the side here. It looks like I got a half-ass batch of good bolts and bad bolts. But the majority of the bolts on the top of that roof, all on that arc, all rusty. And I mean, they're rusting pretty good. So I got some of this stuff here. I don't know if it'll work or not, guys. But I got some of this stuff here. It says soak in it. There's a wrench, rusty wrench, you know, this and that. It's supposed to works fast, 30 minutes. Bathe or brush, it said. Rust-Oleum Company. That's usually a pretty good company. But it removes rust and protects bare metal up to 12 months. Well, my plan is to go on this north side and spray some test pieces and let that set for 24 hours and come back and hit it with some of this Rust-Oleum. It's a galvanized looking color because that building's galvanized. See what that looks like, and if it works, if you can see this thing, I don't know what the height of that building is, but I can lean a ladder up on that side, park my truck over on this side, hook a rope, I got an actual climbing rope that I use for safety line in my tree stand. I can throw it over this building, this Quonset hut, and I have a lineman's harness. You slip it on your leg, you put your legs through it. It's like a belt, put it on. And I've got a Madrock Safeguard. It's a descent climbing device. It's got a lever on it, You can pull it up and it'll hold, let off and it'll hold you. I thought with that, I can put the ladder over yonder on the north side, lean it up, crawl up the ladder, start working at the top of the building, and there's rows, work in between, and just get what I can and work all the way to the bottom. Flip the rope over to the next rib. It sticks down about this far. I think each rib. Pretty cool design. Everything over. There's no gaskets in this entire. The only gaskets are on the bolts that drop through the roof. There's a fiber washer in there, and that seals that whole building. All these parts, you start. They overlap. They overlap by 4 or 5 inches. All the connections, so you don't get any water in there. Pretty cool design the way they did it. This thing came out of Canada. I don't know if they got a U.S. factory. I'm sure they do, building these Steelmasters. They called Steelmaster back in the day. It came out of Canada. I don't have like $1,500, guys, in that whole building. I called them up. I told them the slab, and they came back and they said, "Look, we get back with you." They came back and they said, "Well, to make it work, you're going to have to add 18 inches to the side of that building. The length is fine. The existing length is fine." Because this was an existing slab when I got here. It was just a flat slab. There was no garage. So I did that. I came in on this side right here and took a hammer drill and I went in every foot down through there and I hammered it in about 6 inches. Stuck rebar out where my form was, and then I formed it up, and then I put 2 rebars down horizontally across all those studs and tie wired it in, and I mixed concrete. I got a little mixer and I mixed that concrete here by hand, that poured that, and so then I had the right size slab for this building. And so they said, well, this is $4,500. I said, what? I said, yeah, they said $4,500 for this building. I said, no. The girls said, well, let me get back with you, sir. She hung up. 5 minutes later, the phone rings. I picked up. We can let you have that. Now get this, guys. From $4,500 down to $2,500. We cut it in half on one phone call. And I said, "Oh Lord, oh no, that's too much money. That's too much." And because I wasn't that excited about doing it anyway, I just thought, if I could get it done reasonable, And the girl goes, "Well, just what were you thinking, sir?" I said, "As far as I'm concerned, ma'am, I don't want to spend over $1,500 on this rig, because I know I can build this building for $1,500 in wood." I just pulled that number out of my ass. I had no clue. I had no clue what it was going to cost. She says, "Sir, let me talk to my supervisor. I'll call you right back." So hang up, guys. She calls back about 15 minutes. Sir, if you could give me a credit card number, we can make all this happen today. And wait a minute. I said, "What's the shipping?" "Oh, we'll throw that in. Free shipping." So guys, I got this building right here for $1,500 delivered to my house. I had to get a forklift out on the road because you could no way get a semi down in there. So we offloaded on with forklift out front, and I had a forklift sitting out front. And when the day they had this delivered this, so yeah, so we went from $4,500, guys, to $1,500 in a matter of less than an hour. So there's no markup on this stuff, huh? Oh well, they didn't make out that well with me on this deal, but It's been a very good building, but not with this rust bolts here. I don't know. I've got a lot of spot hitting to do on this building. Yeah, so what I'll do is just load up a bottle of this material and do a test drive down this side over here, because I got some rusty ones on the north side. I can hit those, but I just want to make sure that I'm not damaging the galvanized metal. That might be an issue. It might start eating into taking the galvanized off that building. Once you do that, now your building's compromised. I don't want that. So anyway, this should stay together pretty good, this building, the way I did 2 coats of paint on everything, and I've sealed up every seam on that building has been caulked. So that should do it. Alright guys, so I touch base with you, and it's going to be a fun year, I think. 2025 will be an interesting year for sure. The left wing Democrats are going crazy right now because they've had control, and they are crooks, guys, just plain crooks. They used to be for the working man, no more. They're all for themselves. And it's going to be quite interesting. Old Swami and Elon is going to be in charge of government waste. That's going to be great, guys. Absolutely great. There is so much waste in government. And Elon knows how to, and Swami does too. He knows how to run businesses. It's going to be great. Going to be going in and just cleaning house in this government waste slop. They've been swimming in it. We need roads and bridges, guys. We need roads and bridges. We don't need all these government agencies with these numbnuts in there. I've seen this stuff for years, guys. Being in construction like I have for a long time. I was training. Get this, guy. I am pipeline foreman, and I'm training inspectors because they had not a clue. These people will come. These jobs, county jobs, would come up, inspector jobs, and they paid quite well, but they didn't know anything about it. The reason they got the job was the fact that they knew somebody in the county. Bring them in. We'll make it. You don't need to know much. Yeah, no, just go out there and just watch. Ask the foremen, ask the pipe foremen what's going on. They'll actually train you. And that's what I did, guys. I was training inspectors. They'd come out, well, is that, how does that work? How does this work? So I explain it to them. Oh, okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. Here's somebody coming out at taxpayer expense watching me work, my crew work, and have not a clue what we're doing. Unbelievable. I never screwed them over though. I never lied to them. I never tried to trick them. A lot of guys did, and ended up biting them in the ass every time. Every time. I didn't do that, no. So, anyway. It'll be interesting to see how it goes. 25. It'll be interesting to see how Steve-O goes here in 25 with his bee operation. Hopefully I can get this thing kicked up to where we make some money here. Alright guys, see you soon. Be happy, be strong. We're going to keep getting it on. See ya.